I'm with John Burke. He is the pastor of Gateway Church in Austin, Texas, and also the author of several books, including the New York Times bestselling Imagine Heaven. And John, one of the things you talk about that both Scripture describes, but also people who had near-death experiences describe, is having heightened senses. So often when a biblical writer has a vision of heaven, they say, I can't describe this. Words do not accurately reflect that. That was true in the 1,000 near-death experiences that you encountered as well. Talk to us about our heightened senses.
Yeah, I think just like Paul, in Scripture says, I saw and experienced things indescribable. People commonly say that they come more alive than they've ever been before. Not just with 5 senses, they describe it like having 50 senses.
Wow.
And like the senses are integrated in some way that lets you experience life, but life abundantly, like Jesus talked about, right? So, for instance, our eyesight, they talk about it being telescopic.
Really?
Yeah, where you can see miles away. But you know what's fascinating that I had never noticed until I started studying that? In the book of Revelation, John is taken to a very high mountain and he looks down on the New Jerusalem in heaven, but he describes the stones and the detail in what was written.
That's true.
How
I
do you
never
do
picked that up.
Right?
So we'll be able to pitch these?
You can pitch those.
Okay, that's good news.
I can get rid of my contacts. but also like the color spectrum is far beyond anything, so vivid and far beyond the color spectrum of the light of the sunlight of Earth.
And scent too, wasn't it?
And smell, and hearing. So they describe the music of heaven.
So there is music.
Oh yeah, and like
preaching. The preacher wants to know.
Well, I don't
Apparently
know.
Not,
I didn't hear that, but
all right.
Actually, I want to break from it.
Yeah, you want to break. Okay.
But the music is fascinating. Like Don Piper, who was a pastor, run over by an 18-wheeler, and many others describe the music as multi-dimensional sound.
Wow.
So music in different languages, different songs, but all harmonized at the same time.
Perfect.
And people talk about the beauty of music, the music that just, it makes music on earth seem lame in comparison.
Wow. Yeah, and
Isn't
like a voice like rushing waters too, right? You said that comes up like thundering water.
The voice of God.
Yes.
Yes. So commonly people describe this brilliant being of light, and his voice is like rolling waves or waters of multiple voices. It's just exactly what Ezekiel and Daniel and John
So here's what I think this book is going to do for people. As you read this, obviously Scripture is authoritative, for sure, for you and for me.
Well, and I tried to put a ton in there.
And there's a ton of Bible in here, but I think you'll read the Bible differently when you see how people actually have experienced what the Bible gives us a picture into. So the book is called Imagine Heaven.